Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. I'm in the studio with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and I am going to put everything on Do Not Disturb because this is all about you guys. So I want you to sit back, relax, get your favorite beverage, and let's hydrate this morning. I have my water and my tea. I hope those of you who are into coffee have your coffee ready. All of you in the clubhouse, we want to just give a shout out to you and say, hey, thank you so much for joining us over in the clubhouse. And we are just excited to have you be a part of this conversation. You know, we like to come in and stir the pot on Monday mornings to get your creative juices working and flowing so that you can be even better at what you're doing in the world of business and in your personal life. So, with that, I want to introduce my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We want you to know that we're going to be talking about something that's very engaging today. And I hope that you have a pen and pencil ready to capture all of these thoughts and ideas. Hey, Fran, how you doing today? How's
I
things
am
going over
doing
here in
I'm
Clubhouse?
doing really, really well. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Just pinging a couple of people to invite them to join the conversation.
But we'd also like those of you who are watching live, share this out to your friends. Let them know where we are and how they can be a part of the conversation. It's Monday.
All righty then. So today we're going to be talking about be the success that you see.
Mhm.
Now, I know that sounds a little complicated or a little like, what? What are you talking about? Be the success I see. That's what I'm trying to do, right? So, our conversation as we walked, well, as I was walking this morning, was we all see the success that we want, the what we imagine, what we dream, what we are talking about. We see it. We see the clients. We see us doing the work, right? We see everything. We see how we want it to play out. We see the customers coming in. We see the bank account, flush. And then I'm gonna go here. Do we really see that? Do you imagine it? Are you imagining what your business is like? Okay, I see we have so many students. I see that we have so many clients. I see it working this way. These are the
Mm,
things that we imagined when we started the business.
yes.
Okay. So there's an exercise that I would like everyone to do. You will stop, close your eyes. If you're driving, you will not do this exercise,
Please.
but stop, close your eyes, and imagine the business the way you saw it when you started it.
Wow. Mm,
Imagining the business the way you saw it when you started. Clients coming in, going to the bank, depositing checks, and seeing the thing that you saw when you started this business.
mm-hmm.
Now, as you are imagining this, I would
Mm-hmm.
like you to imagine that you are a Academy Award winning actor or actress, and you're going on the red carpet to receive the Oscar for the performance of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You are that good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to act like you saw your business. You're going to be that. I don't care what is happening right now. When an actor or an actress takes a role, they become the part.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
immerse themselves, they rehearse themselves in that part. Now you're going to immerse yourself and rehearse yourself in the part of the successful business and entrepreneur that you are. You're going to get into the role. You're going to act the part. You're going to dress the part. You're going to talk the part. You're going to do everything that that part entails. You're calling the client. You are making the marketing. You are connecting with people who can help you with the marketing. You are writing the courses. You are promoting the courses. You are getting paid well for the courses. You are doing the work. You are actually walking out and seeking and doing and being that successful entrepreneur and business owner that you saw. You are walking out the part. As an actor and or an actress, you take on the roles, you decide to take the roles that you want. Some people, I will not do that type of a role.
Mhm.
But you have to decide and take on the role that you decided the business was going to be. I don't care what it looks like right now.
Mhm.
The things may not be going the way that you thought, but you can take on the role. Mark has a comment here. Mark says,
Mhm.
this is Mark Ward at Ask Mark Ward. Success undefined is never achieved. And believing is seeing. It's not the other way around. Next part of that. Great exercise in that envisioning it, allowing yourself to feel it, connect to that feeling as often as possible. Feeling good is the magnet that amplifies and accelerates the manifestation of that vision.
Mm. You
So,
know,
role play.
yeah, Mark, you must be a poet. I'm not going to say you should be. You are a poet. Feeling good is the magnet that amplifies and accelerates the manifestation of that is so satirical. It's just, oh my gosh. So good.
So you have
Yes.
to feel it. You
Mhm.
have to do the part. You have to get into the role. You can't sit back and be, I wonder, well, I wish I could, I wish, no, you're going to have to act like this thing is working the way that you set it up.
Mm. Mhm.
Okay. So take Terry just sipped her cup of tea, coffee, whatever is in the
Mhm.
cup.
See?
Now,
Mhm.
you could have acted like it was nasty and your face would have been different. You would have had a different face, like, oh, we wouldn't have known whether or not it was really good or not
Mhm.
because you acted out a part.
Yes.
So you even if it was something bitter in the cup, you could act out the fact that, oh, this tastes good. Even though you're like, what is in this cup might be going around in your head, but to put
Mhm.
forth that you can act like it was good. You get to choose. You got to choose what you were going to act. Is you going to act like it's okay, or are you going to act like it's not okay?
Mhm.
Which one are
Mhm.
you doing in your business or your ministry or whatever it is that you get to act out how the outcome is going to come for today? Is the outcome
Mhm.
going to be good today? Is it? Act like the outcome will be good today. Okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to put on my I'm going to put on my attire for the business today,
Mm.
right? Okay, I expect to see some clients today, so I'm going to dress like I'm going to see some clients today. I shall not have the bonnet on my head. I shall not have the slippers on my feet. Even if I'm online on Zoom or whatever, I am dressing, not just dressing from the top up. I'm going to dress
Mhm.
like I'm okay. You know, they said dress for success. Okay, Terry, what is our one of our biz chicks models? Um,
Dress like the money you want to make.
yeah, yeah. Look like the money you want to make.
Mhm.
Does your hair say I am successful the way you see success?
Mhm.
I don't know. Mark says, as an actor, you have an intention for the character in the scene. It drives the scene and the interaction between actors. The same is true in real life. What is your intention today? Did you show up for the did you show up for the show today?
Mhm. Did you study your role? Do you know your part?
Do you
Do you
know
know
your
your
lines?
exactly your speaking parts? Yeah.
What are you saying? Do you know your lines? Oh my gosh, that revelation is good because sometimes we're talking a different script than the one.
Then the outcome that we're looking for.
Right. We're speaking a whole different script. I'm like, that's not the line that goes with this show.
Mhm. That's a whole training right there.
And we got to step into the role. I like what Mark is saying here. What's the intention of the character today? Whatever the date is, at whatever the time is, you are on stage. You woke up, and when your feet hit the floor, or actually when your eyes opened up, you are on. And cue Terry or cue Teresa, cue Ann. You're up, and it's your role now.
Mhm.
It's you. Or what are you gonna do about this role today? I can
Wow.
act like this is working, or I can act like it's not working.
Mhm. Mhm.
When you
Wow.
put your all into it, and see, actors, and we're all actors because come on, we can all act.
The world is a stage.
It is literally, it is a stage, and
Mhm.
you get to show up the way you would like the world to be. You're on stage right now. Okay, Mark has another comment. He says, stop pretending like you're simply the actor. You are also the writer. Mm. You are the main character and the playwright. Wow.
I love it. Yes, because we're the author of our fate. Yes. Mhm.
We are
You
writing
are.
the
It's just
show.
you are. Mhm.
Or yes, he was fixing that.
Mhm.
We're writing the entire show.
Mhm.
We're starring in it. We wrote
I,
this.
every time someone talks about a show, I think of the Little Rascals. Hey, gang, let's put on a show. Whenever they wanted to
And they
make
and they put
money,
on and they put on the show.
whenever they wanted to make money, they hey, let's put on a
They
show.
put on the show.
They
They
had
went,
curtains. They had seating. They
they
had
dressed the
ticket
dog up
takers.
like an animal of some sort.
Yep. They had routines. People came in and uh, what was that favorite? I'm in the mood for love.
And they acted the parts and
Yes.
they expected for it to work. They did the
Everybody had a
work.
role to play.
Right.
Mhm.
And they expected it was going to work. They didn't go, oh, this ain't working. I'm not going to. They expected that what they were doing was going to work.
Mhm. and everybody brought their gifts and talents to the table.
Everybody participated, and they went and got help. Hey, even even they, if they didn't like the other little, some of the other little kids that were bullies or whatever, they said, well, we need him anyway, so let's go get him and let him help us with this.
Oh, they collaborated?
Yes.
With the competition?
Yes. Mark? You're up, Mark.
One of the, I love this conversation, first of all. One of the exercises that I do from time to time that I encourage other people to try is, especially apropos for a Monday, is what would you like to be saying on the end of business on Friday about the week that just passed? Write it down, and then what will have to happen during the course of this week for that to be true? So set yourself up clearly and consciously for what you are trying to create this week. And if that's too big of a chunk for you, you can do that for today. What would you like to be saying at the end of today about this day that has just passed, and what has to happen? In other words, what do I have to do to make that true?
Anybody else want to comment? We have Ann, Teresa, and Yolanda in the clubhouse. So so let's recap that exercise. What do I need to do? What is my day? What do I want to happen by the end of the day today? And what do I need to do to make that happen? Some of the stuff that we need to do is very, very simple, but we don't just simply do it, right? We have this big something in our brain. Oh, this is going to be too much. But we chose that role of it's going to be too much. And I can't, that's a choice, because I can say, okay, I've got 3 clients that I need to talk to today, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to call these 3 clients. I'm going to set up their shopping because they wanted to see a particular home in a particular city. That's going to be my intention for today. I'm going to do those 3 things. And at the end of that, I'm going to feel really good about this. And I will probably see at the end of, by Friday, I will have accomplished a lot more and probably gotten some people in contract because I decided to do this thing today. Is that kind of what we're dealing with, Mark?
Yeah, I think one of the things in reference to what you were just saying about how we often don't do what we need to do is we are conditioned to sort of live as victims. Because it's easier for us to point the finger at why these things didn't happen, because this happened and that happened and this didn't go my way and all those kinds of things, to just surrender any idea of control is not really the right word, but responsibility. Instead of taking 100% responsibility for what you want and how you are showing up in the world. And the only way that you can begin to take responsibility is by defining what it is that you want to create and beginning to formulate a strategy and or a plan for how you're going to achieve it. And it doesn't mean that by doing that, you're going to, achieve perfection, but, through every misstep, you gain greater clarity. So you're always moving in an effective direction. Always.
I have a comment here from Anne. She says, I like that, Mark. Set the goal in the morning, then recap in the evening. Make adjustments for things you could have done differently.
Mm.
Set, recap, repeat. Nice. Very nice. Yolanda.
Hey, I just want to jump in and echo something Mark said when trying to achieve something. One of the things that Shay helped us do in our group was to define kind of our unit of measure. And I was, at the time, I was saying, oh, I'm so overwhelmed by my week. And she gave us this example of designing our template week. If that was too much, do a template day. Breaking that down to bite size, to whatever it is you can digest to get things done so that you can see, the gratification of doing a thing. If you're always working, it's like, oh, there's always something else to do, something layered on, and you never really get there. Then you just feel like your wheels are spinning. But if you break it down to another type of unit of measure instead of a week or a day, hours here and there, just stop and figure out when and how do you feel accomplished when you're going after some of your tasks and goals. And by breaking mine down from template weeks to template days, I feel so much better. I tell you, and I feel like I get a lot more done because there are some days I can't get anything done. But then there are days when I hit every task and it's like, wow, that works. And that works for me. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
Very good points.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing, for me, I got to step up and act like the success I said I wanted to be. Okay. I need to take that in chunks. What does that look like today? What does success look like? And Mark talks to us about this all the time. What does success look like for me? Success is not a certain dollar amount in the bank account. I'm a success if I've accomplished what I'm supposed to accomplish for my clients, which will in turn lead to money being in the bank. But my success is, let me get this done for my clients. What is your definition of success? Because everybody's definition, I know we keep talking about this and people probably rolling their eyes in their head. Ugh, yes, but I need blank. Well, is that success to you? What is the blank that you need to feel like you've accomplished and are successful?
And if I might add, is to be careful not to, again, confuse end with means. In other words, are those needs that you have the means to an intended end, or are they the end? So that you are not confusing what your ultimate definition of success is. What is your destination? Where is it that you are intending to go?
Nice. And a lot of times people will think that the money is the destination when the money is really not the destination. It'll help you get to the destination, but it is not necessarily the destination. I in my industry for real estate, they say, okay, how much money do you want to make by the end of the year? For me, that is not the measure. Like Yolanda and someone else mentioned in here, that's not my measuring stick. How many clients do I want to serve? Fits better with my core value. So I had to tweak that and say, okay, how many clients or how many families do I want to help this year? The money will follow the value that I bring. And so I don't feel the ickiness for me. I'm not talking about anybody else about, oh, I want $500,000. And I couldn't get with that because that wasn't my makeup. Does that make sense? It didn't feel good to me to put $500,000 by the end of the year. It felt better. I would like to help 175 clients. or you understand what I mean? Because in my real estate coaching classes, they wanted you to put a number,
Mm-hmm.
but the number didn't work. It just didn't feel right to me. The money does help, but that wasn't the goal. I had done something, talked about, I may have been afraid of success because of the fact I did not like how people got their success. And it wasn't, I didn't want to be seen as the sleazy salesperson and I'm just going to da 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 da. Yes, you still need to get paid for your services and things, but I want to be paid for the value that I bring, not the hook and crook and whatever. And I had to change my thinking to, oh, okay, I like serving people. So then let's put it in terms of how I'm serving somebody. And yes, they need to compensate me adequately for the service that I provide. But I had to change my thinking.
And one of the things, if I may,
yes,
that I noted earlier in the chat, but I want to emphasize the importance in my experience is we often, well, let me speak for myself, but I know this also resonates with a lot of other people, can become overly cerebral in the even in the visioning process, right? We see what it is that we want to achieve, which I think that exercise is so important that you were suggesting at the beginning, that envisioning process. It's also very important in that envisioning process to feel how are you going to feel when you have reached that goal? What does that feel like to you? Allow yourself to feel that in your body and to revisit that feeling as often as possible throughout the course of the day. Because as I expressed in the chat, that emotion is the magnet that brings that vision to fruition. Because one of the most important things that you can do in your life is to always find a way to be feeling good. Because even if you look at that from a logical perspective, right, it makes sense. Who doesn't want to be around people that feel good? Everybody does. It's magnetic. So it's an invitation, basically, and it draws in, because you have to align yourself with the truth of the vision in your mind. So you have to get all of those pieces aligned before it will come to fruition. So it's not all mental and intellectual, it's also emotional. You have to find yourself feeling the way you are going to feel as if it's already in existence right now.
That is good. And that is emotional prosperity, Terry. I was trying to figure out how do you say that? That's perfect. What is it going to feel like? What does that feel like? That I've got the students, all of the students I want, and we're going on field trips, and I've got a waiting list of people who want to get into my school. I've got a waiting list. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to be able to pay your bills and from your business without you having to go back to the 9 to 5 or whatever? What is that like? You have to imagine the possibility. And then Mark, if you can jump in on this, how do you, if you never had that, is it okay to go back to something that was a win for you and you felt good? Because sometimes when people ask us to go through these exercises, one lady said to me, I don't dream. I don't have dreams. And I was like, okay, is it that you don't have dreams, or you suppress them, or you just, I'm not sure how you don't dream.
And see, I'm not sure how you dream anymore, because I don't have dreams anymore. I just sleep. You know what I'm saying? I wake up refreshed, but I don't have any recollection of having dreamed.
Mark?
Well, I think that oftentimes, in my experience, is a way that we protect ourselves. We sort of lie to ourselves in terms of saying, and by dreams, I'm not talking about the dreams we have when we sleep. I'm talking about daydreaming, envisioning, desires.
Mm-hmm.
To say that we don't have them, I think, is unlikely. I think usually it's because we have blocked it, because we've determined on multiple levels that we are undeserving, or that it's unachievable, or all of those naysayer voices that we've collected over time that have resonated, which we all have at some level or another. But yes, you find a way to reach for a better feeling. One of the things that I do with my clients is, you may be feeling, there's like a ladder of emotions, and you may be at the very bottom rung of that ladder. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to find a way to reach up just one level on that ladder. It doesn't mean you're going to get from the lowest depths to joy. That may be completely unrealistic. But if you can just reach up a little bit to open yourself up, because that allows the flow of possibility and creativity and desire and all of those things. So people really underestimate the power of emotions in connection with visions, with the thinking part. And because if they are not aligned, it will not happen. Because you are not open to receiving. Because you can have all the intellect in line in terms of how you want your vision to look, but if you feel fearful or undeserving or just down, fill in the blank, you are creating a block. You're closing the door to that crossing over, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it actually does. So you have to, with the success that you want to see, you need to it has to be all in, the package has to be complete, is what I hear you saying. Because okay, so your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Mm-hmm. So your mind, you have decided in your mind you're going to be successful at whatever this thing is. But now your will and your emotions have to get in line with that whole process. You decided that we're going to do this, and now you got to fight the thoughts of unbelief that says, okay, who told you that you could do that? And So now you got to squash those things. And it's more than just the thinking. It really does involve the emotional part of it, feeling it. And what is it? Go ahead, Mark.
It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the way that you cross that bridge. It's what you were referencing at the very beginning of this conversation when you were speaking of acting, in terms of you have to act it as if. So, for example, if you want more prosperity in your life, more abundance in your life, you must begin to align yourself with one who is prosperous and is abundant, which means that you act as if now. That's the way that you open the door to the existence. So, for example, you might put $100 bill, if you have that luxury, $100 bill in your wallet, so that every time that you open your wallet, you see that $100 bill. One of the most powerful things that you can do, for example, to create feelings of abundance, is to take, whatever level of luxury you have, like $50, or that might be a lot, but $50, take it once and go out and give it away. go out on the street and give it away. Just allow yourself to be that which you want to be.
I like that. So if be the philanthropist, because that's what most wealthy people will do, was to find a way to give money and to help other people. And practice, that's really good, Mark, because it's going to shake up the status quo.
Take you outside your norm.
It will, because now you're telling yourself, I have more than enough. I can do this. It breaks that thought pattern that says I'm destitute or I don't have.
Right. It's all about, as you all know from my philosophy, it's conditioning. Success, no matter how you define it, no matter how it's defined by the individual, it's conditioning, because you have to learn to align thoughts, words, and actions with your vision continually. So it's the same as if you were training for a marathon or something of that nature. You have to do the work. It's really it's a discipline at the beginning to get into the flow of things, so that it becomes habitual, so that it becomes a way of being rather than an effort all the time.
And what I heard someone say, I think it was John Assaraf, when you begin to do the thing and it's uncomfortable, that is a sign that your mind and your brain is changing, and it wants to stay where it is. And so it makes it uncomfortable, but you have to push past that uncomfortable, because on the other side of that uncomfortable is the thing that you are looking for. But if you go back to, oh, this is uncomfortable, and you retreat, you're not going to see what it was that you wanted. When you begin the journey, when you begin to step out and you're acting it out, and it's almost like, okay, remember the story about Peter and he's walking on the water? Okay, so Peter's walking on the water, and okay, Jesus said, come on, walk on the water. And so Peter got down out of the boat, and he's walking on the water, and he's walking on the water. Then all of a sudden he started looking around him, like, and saw the wind and the wind and the way, and he was like, hold on, am I really supposed to be doing this? And began to sink. Because he had the comfort, he had stepped out, done something that was not normal or comfortable, but then something began to try and pull him back into the comfort zone of, wait, you're not supposed to, this ain't normal, this is not natural, you're not supposed to be able to walk on the water. Well, that's the same thing. Our mind tries to pull us back into a comfort zone when we begin to push out and do something uncomfortable.
Here's the way I look at that. I think that's such an important illustration. I have a different take on it, though. It's the same story, but a different take. And that is, what I have learned is, the moment that you declare that which you want to be, that which is not that shows up. And many will look at that as if it is a temptation trying to drag you down. I say it's the opposite. It's the universe trying to lift you up, because the only way that you can become that which you want to be is to choose that in the face of that which is not. It's the only way.
I get that. So you're going to be faced with the choice of going back to your old life or keep it pushing. Is that right, Mark?
Right. It's like the example that I think I told you ladies once before is, for example, if you if your desire is to be patient, I'm going to be patient. I am patient. Well, the only way that's going to happen, right, is if circumstances arise that traditionally would trigger my impatience. That's my opportunity for me to choose in that moment consciously to be patient, to make a different choice, to flex that muscle, to eventually become patient. Because otherwise, how am I going to get there? If everything stays the same, there's no opportunity for growth. You're just going to stay the same. So when obstacles show up in our path that seem to be trying to prevent us from getting to our desired goal, stop and realize, no, this is my opportunity. This is the universe saying, yes, let me provide the tools for which you can get there.
So you keep moving forward in the face of the obstacle. And that's really good. So if, say, for instance, you're dealing with anger management and you're walking along, I'm really good, I haven't been angry lately. Well, because nothing came up that made you angry that would have normally made you angry. But then when something does arise that makes you, that would have normally triggered your anger, and you decide, nope, I'm not going to do it. Now you now elevated to the next level, right? There's going to be opposition in life to the things that we want to do. We talk about, I don't want to face, I don't like fear. Well, you got to face it. You still have to do stuff in the face of fear. And sometimes we don't want to do stuff. And we just want it to be, there is no obstacle. There's no speed bumps in life. There is nothing. And it's just a smooth, straight line. And I'm going to get to success without any bumps in the road. There shall be no turbulence. Sorry, that's not happening. It's how you ride the turbulence. You got to, it is there. Okay, so what are we going to do about this?
Wow.
Okay, so not everybody is picking up the phone to buy my product. What do I do about it? I'm going to have to. And it's in me. The answers are in me. There are external things that are happening. I cannot control the wind, the waves, or whatever, but I can control my reaction to all of it. I can determine, and like Mark had said earlier today, I take full responsibility of my destiny. I take responsibility for my destiny. Nothing on the outside is going to make my destiny happen. Nothing. Okay, somebody said it in this manner: you cannot be defeated, so don't quit.
Oh, okay.
The only way you will be defeated is if you quit. No outside force can stop you from doing the thing that you decided you wanted to do. There is always a way.
Right? Everything that happens to you happens for you if you allow it.
Really deep conversation today, but we need to excavate, discover, because we're stuck someplace, and sometimes we're stuck and we think if I have more money, I will be unstuck. Not necessarily true. We have somebody here, Facebook user. Yes, being successful is in response to roadblocks, adversity, and real life events. As Mark said, you're the main character, playwright, and actor. Thank you for that comment. And Facebook user, who are you today? Because I love Facebook. Jill, yay! Hey, Jill. Okay. So that is the
Carlos is in here too.
Yeah, I see Carlos. Carlos is okay. He's thinking about something. This is a good conversation, and to remember the exercise, seeing yourself walking out the thing that you said that you wanted to do.
Mhm.
And feeling it. What does that feel like
Mm.
to walk that out? What will you feel like? Because I remember they telling us to do these exercises in a coaching session where it's a group session, and okay, we're going to give you 5 minutes, and 5 minutes ain't gonna be enough for me to try. And what is that going to feel like? You understand what I mean? Because now you got to try and dream again and try, and it's been buried, and I'm trying to bring this dream back to life. You probably need to go clear and, resuscitate the dream. But like Mark says, taking it one step at a time, one rung on the ladder at a time. What would that be today? What is that feeling like? Oh, I'm getting started again. Yeah, okay. The business, I can do this. These people, they said they wanted this from me. Okay. And feeling good about that. And then tomorrow, maybe tackle another part of it. But starting somewhere to begin to be the success that you see, and acting the part. Act the part. I'm going to just act like this is going to work.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we want to thank you for taking the time with us today, and carry this conversation. Do the exercise in the privacy of your own home, office, wherever, where you have time to dream and time to do the exercise of seeing yourself succeeding the way you imagine the success would be, in spite of the obstacles. You can overcome the obstacles. And so we just want to say thank you for everybody in the clubhouse who is watching. Kaisha and Teresa, Yolanda was in earlier. Mark, thank you for bringing such good content and conversation. And Jill, thank you for being here. And Carlos and everybody else who is watching on the Facebook
And YouTube
and YouTube, yes, with
other
Twitter, because
destinations.
we're live on Twitter as well. We invite you to become a part of BizChicks, and we're talking about dudes too. Just go to bizchicks.net. It'll take you right over to the community, and you can join in over there. We can continue the conversation over there, get to know other people in this community. You need a cheerleader, a coach, and a community. We've got lots of cheerleaders. We have some great coaches. Mark is one of them. And if you need some help on getting your dream back on point, you can reach out. Just go to askmarkward.com. I believe that is his website. And you can resuscitate your dream.
Mhm.
This was good. This was a really good conversation. I'm thanking you all for being here to experience it with us. I'm going to go take some pointers that I learned today and put them into play. My success is my responsibility, completely mine. And I'm going to do some things. I'm going to act like the success that I want to see. Terry?
I just want to remind everyone that we do have a workshop coming up at the end of the month, and we'll be sharing more information about that.
Over in the group. Over on
group.
bizchicks.net.
So I want to remind you guys, give yourself permission to be successful in your business. Have a great day and go to the front of your own line. Bye-bye, everyone.